Following the president as Joe Biden heads to a troubled Europe. United States President Joe Biden is now heading to Europe this week in a trip that's meant to be a show of defiance. President Biden will mark a second year of war by denouncing the Russian President Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine and publicly declare that the United States will support Kyiv until the final moments of the conflict. But the backdrop to President Biden's trip is also complicated, dangerous, and quite uncertain. As the fighting continues to rage, both sides of the Atlantic fear that Russia is finding its footing. Ukraine may be overmatched in certain parts of the east and south, and the West pipeline of weapons will slow to a trickle. President Biden leaves Monday for Poland to meet with Polish president and other key NATO leaders. The United States officials believe that Ukraine's defense is about to hit a critical phase, with Russia launching its much telegraphed offensive. The Biden administration has urgently pressed the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky's administration to consolidate its gains and perhaps launch its own counterstrike. The White House has also told Zelensky's team, per multiple officials, to prepare for the offensive now, as weapons and aid from Washington and Europe flow freely, for fear that backing from Ukraine's European neighbors could be finite. Biden's trip to Poland comes just days ahead of the first anniversary of Russia's invasion, a date which many military analysts believe Russian President Vladimir Putin, who is fond of symbolism, may mark with a show of force. Aides have explored attempting to covertly get President Biden across the border inside Ukraine, but a trip has been all but ruled out. The president is one of the last Western leaders who has not yet made the journey, which would require a 10-hour train ride or a daring flight, but most aides believe the security risk to President Biden or Ukraine would not be worth it.